Hey everyone, this is Gleb. I want to show a trick or a tip that I use a lot because in most of my tests or most of my projects, I do put something or I do read something from the application window object. Remember, in Cypress, the specs execute in one window, in one iframe, and the application executes in a separate iframe with its own window object. So if you want, for example, to spy on console log in the application, you have to access the window object. One of the cool tricks I do in some of my tests, I stub or pass data to application by using the window object. And the way I do it in this case, and this example comes from my testing the Swag Store course. When I visit the page, before application loads its own JavaScript, you have access to the window object. It's just been created. Imagine it's a blank page before it loads JavaScript. This is where you can set or stub or set up your spies before application code loads. So in this case, I'm passing to the application window valid usernames array and a stub to verify credentials. So this way I can log in the fake user without going to the real code to validate it. Now, unfortunately, in this case, the TypeScript compiler complains because it does not see this property valid users on a standard window DOM object. And by the way, my TypeScript errors are using this extension called pretty TypeScript errors. That's why they actually look legible. Okay, so how do we tell TypeScript that, yay, application window object will or might have this property valid usernames and verify credentials? So the way we do that is by looking at the type of a window object, and we'll see where it's defined. So I'll go to the definition to onBeforeLoad callback. This comes from Cypress types, and notice it has a type AUT, application under test window. So let's go there and notice this application window, and there's an empty interface. So it's prepared for you to add your own stuff. Okay, so let's copy this, and this is inside namespace Cypress. So usually in my project, I already have index TypeScript file with that Cypress interface. That's where I add custom commands like fill form, for example. I believe I'm even using this custom command right here. So this is where we can also stick in application window and add our own methods. So in this case, it's complaining about valid usernames and it's just an array of strings. So we'll say, okay, so you might have a property usernames, and if it exists, it's an array of strings. So now it understands valid usernames is an array of strings if it's defined. And verify credentials, if it's defined, should be function with a single string. Actually, it's username and the password, and it will return you a boolean. Okay, so now my TypeScript in this project understands that, hey, this is okay, the application window might have those properties set, so it doesn't freak out.